I have a humongous grocery shop for me. Today it's really, really, really drizzly. Well, it's actually pouring and then drizzly and then pouring and then drizzly. But I had to go out. I'm out of milk. And the weather forecast looks pretty bad for the rest of the week. So I decided I'm just going to do one massive shop. Usually when it rains, I just eat out of my freezer. But since I was out, yeah, might as well do the big shop. I went to 3 places today. I actually wanted to go to 4, but ran out of hand space, right? I went to Aldi first. They didn't have any milk, so I had to go to Coles. And then I went to the greengrocers, the fruit shop. So let's have a look at what I got. A bag of onions at the fruit shop, $2.99, 1 kilo. They're the same price at Aldi, currently $2.99, but the Aldi onions are just a bit smaller. So you only get 2, 4, 6 onions anyway. At Aldi, this was on special. I believe it's $1.99 a kilo. Sweet potato, so one of these was $1.20. Also on special at Aldi, $1.99 for a punnet of 250 grams strawberries. 2 for $6 at the fruit shop. The tomatoes, there's the same price, $2.99 at Aldi, but they're a little bit smaller. So these ones just for a snack. Half a kilo of green beans at Aldi for $4.49. Just a bit of veg. Sweet corn cobbets, 400 grams. You get 2, 4, 6, 7 in them. This is currently on special for $2.99 for 400 grams. So I'm either going to put them in soup or microwave them just to have. Microwave potatoes, half a kilo, 500 grams. This is $1.99 from Aldi. A bag of shredded cheese. I believe this is $4.99. Yeah. And then bacon, smoked bacon for $4.39. You get 200 grams. I'm going to do a potato bake for the freezer. Also for the freezer, a bag of prawns, just the cooked prawns. This one's a pricey buy at $11.99. So let's see how much you get. Half a kilo, 500 grams. A little bit of restock for the pantry, poppy seed, crackers, brie. I really enjoy this brie. It's from France. Yeah, it's a really great brie. They don't always have it in stock. That's the problem with Aldi, right? Whenever you see something, it's like limited and then you never know whether it's coming back or not. So these two together. I did also pick up, this is my favorite cheese, 2 of these at Coles, honey and pistachio. So good. It's a cream cheese. These ones are $3.30 each at Coles, currently on special. I'm hosting this weekend, so I like to put something on. Plus, this is, again, it's like my favorite cheese. Pack of cherry yogurt, 4 of them, $3.99 at Aldi. Junk. Blueberry bagels from the fruit shop, $3.99. Something for breakfast. Mini King oyster mushrooms. I haven't had these in a while, but they were on special for $3.29. I usually only buy these things when they're on special. Otherwise, they're like $7. They're really great as a meat substitute. I decided to kind of forego a little bit of meat this week since, you know, I'm adding things like bacon to potato bake, and I've got prawns and things like that. What I did get, milk. The only reason I go out, milk. $6.90 from Coles. They were out at Aldi. Also, a regular buy for me, spring onions, a massive bunch from the fruit shop. They're $1.49, always there. Also for fruit, I haven't had mangoes in a while. Kensington Pride mangoes are $2.50 each currently at Coles. They've got Calypsos for $3. I mean, they're not the best. They're not the best. And I had to pick through the very, very small ones. These are reasonable size. But yeah, otherwise they're really, really quite small. But I reckon a couple days in the fruit bowl next to the bananas might ripen these up nicely. My final buy. I so rarely buy a roast chook, but $12 at Coles. It's late for me, lunch, so I'm gonna have some with lunch, and I've got some leftover salad in the fridge. All of this was a pretty big shop for me. It's the beginning of the week, and usually I just buy half of this. You know, I'm just single, so it's just me. But the weather looks bad, and I'm going to try and not go out if I don't have to. I reckon I easily blew the $100 mark here. I will put my total up on screen. Okay guys, it's early. The sun hasn't even fully set. And with this in mind, I have ambitious dinner plans. I'm gonna have like a massive Chinese meal because Chinese food takes forever to cook. We'll see if I regret this. I'm having comfort food. The weather's not been great recently. It's been pouring, and in Sydney, when it rains, it absolutely buckets, right? So I'm making moi. It's called moi in Taiwanese, which is similar to congee, but just a little bit thicker. If you're not sure what that is, it's like risotto. Risotto is wet rice, right? So what it is I've got 1 cup of rice. I washed it and then drained it, and then I did 4 cups of water. So I've got that in here, 1 cup of rice to 4 cups of water. And I've got half a sweet potato, which I've just peeled and then chunked up, which is going on top. And I'm going to put that directly into the rice cooker. And then I'm going to let that cook away. I've also got my beans washed and trimmed, as you can see, taking advantage of this new large chopping board. It's great. And I'm going to do some veg with it, and I'm also going to do a fancy because I'm adding prawns, omelette into the whole situation later. I also got some Coles rotisserie chicken earlier today, and I'm gonna have it with it and maybe chop a bit up and throw it into the omelette. But the moi will take an hour. Well, you basically cook it in the rice cooker and then you let it sit with the lid on just to steam. So I'll see you at the next step. I totally jinxed myself. I was like, yeah, I have heaps of time to make dinner. I'm gonna do a full Chinese meal. And then I had a client call me, and long story short, it's 3.5 hours later. My moi, which is supposed to have the consistency of risotto, is probably rice. I haven't even opened it, I'm afraid. I just turned everything off and left. Oh, it's a bit ricey. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a bit gluggy. Oh, it's congealed. This is not what it's supposed to look like, by the way. This is like congealed risotto. Oh well, I'm still gonna eat it. It's fine. It tastes fine. I've got my sweet potato on top. It tastes fine. But I still have to cook the rest of the stuff. It's late. It's really late. The sun hadn't set when I last saw you. Best laid plans, right? Alright, I did chop my veg before I left, so let's have a look. I have my green beans. I found a baby carrot in the back of the fridge. So I cut that up. I always have like things like onion and spring onion pre-chopped because, you know, laziness during the week, right? I've got my rotisserie chicken still in my box, so I'm gonna have that. And I had my egg thing that I wanted to make. So this is how far I did get before I left. For my frozen prawns, and I had frozen squid rings in, obviously, the freezer, I grabbed a handful, like 8-9 prawns and about 4 squid rings, and I reconstituted it in hot water. Then I took off the tails. Then I drained it, and I was going to cook with it. So it's cold, it's in the fridge. I've got 4 eggs. I'm going to make an omelette with this. So 4 eggs will go in. Next step, I'm going to beat my 4 eggs with just a little bit of seasoning. I'm going to do a pinch and a bit of dashi, hondashi. You can use salt, MSG, whatever. There's going to be a sauce with this anyway, so I don't want to add too much to influence the flavor. Then I'm going to beat it up, and then I'm going to throw my chopped up seafood into it. I'm going to add 1 more egg. So that's my egg omelette situation mixed. It's eggs and seafood. I'm going to go and obviously wok fry this with a little bit of onion. Now this is half an onion. I reckon I'm going to use 1/4 of an onion diced, throw it in, then eggs go into a very hot wok, turn the heat down, cook it. It's an omelette. Yeah, it doesn't matter which, you know, cuisine, you just do it the same way. I'll put that aside, but I'm going to make a sauce with that. Okay, so I'm going to make a sauce to go with the eggs because my rice thing has become more congealed than... It's become a denser texture than it's supposed to be. So I would actually want a little bit more moisture back into my dinner. So I'm doing 6 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. One teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of corn flour. And I'm adding 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce, color is just a little bit too coffee for me. So dark soy sauce is for color. Now it's like the color of hot chocolate, but oh well. I'm also going to add just a little bit of sprinkle of white pepper. Next, we'll go to the stove. So I've got my green beans. I'm going to throw it in with my carrots with garlic, minced jar garlic. Then in a separate wok, I'm going to fry up some onions until fragrant and, translucent. Throw my egg thing in, you'll see, and then pull it out. Then after the eggs are pulled out, I'm going to thicken up the sauce in the same pan. Because I put corn flour in it, it'll thicken, and then serve up. So to the stove we go. And I'm done. I'm exhausted. It's close to 10 p.m. And, I'm giving myself like a 3 out of 10 tonight. The sauce is salty. It's a bit too salty, but I couldn't be bothered fixing it. So I'm just going to be very, 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 very sparing with it. So my omelette has prawns and calamari rings in it. It's an omelette. This was supposed to be risotto consistency. It's clearly absorbed all the water in the 3 hours since. Whatever. Sweet potato rice. It's close to rice at this point. Garlic with carrots and green beans, easy, and a supermarket rotisserie chicken. So let me plate up. And that's my dinner. I will try and put my costings up on screen.